Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video from Bitesize Excel. Today we're going to take a look at another of our dynamic array functions. The dynamic array functions are available in versions of Excel from 2019 onwards. And today we're going to look at sequence. The sequence functions generates a list of sequential numbers in an array. So basically you put in your formula once and it will spill values into adjacent cells that are free. It's quite simple to use. We type equals sequence. And then there are 4 arguments or parameters within this function. The first one is the only essential one, which is essentially the number of rows you want to split it into. So if we were to hit 5 here and enter, you'll see we get numbers starting at 1, going up 1 number at a time, up to 5. If we were to change this and add in the second parameter, this is essentially the number of columns. So if I were to add in a 5 here, it would spill so that we have 5 rows and 5 columns. Now the last 2 parameters are essentially where we want our sequence to start and how many numbers we want it to go up each time. So if I were to leave my 5 and my 5 in there, say I wanted to start this at 5 and go up 5 each time, we'll stick with all the 5s today. You'll see it started at 5 and then got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, say if you only wanted to have rows and no columns, we could take this out. You could either add a 1 in or you can leave it blank. And you'll just get it going up starting at 5 in steps of 5. And you'll get the same result if you have a 1 in here. Now our steps don't have to be all positive. You can actually use a negative number. So say I want 10 rows. I want to start at the number 10 and I want it to go down 1 each time, so essentially generating a countdown, -1. You'll see we've gone from 10 to 1. This sequence becomes very useful when you start combining it with other functions. So for example, say I wanted to generate a reference and say it was going to be ABC-1-X, and then we want ABC2-X. If I were to drag this down, it won't copy down correctly. So this is where sequence comes in handy. We can basically concatenate our text together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say equals, we'll put ABC dash into an inverted commas. We'll use an ampersand. And then we'll make this a sequence. So we'll say sequence. We want, say, 10 rows. And everything else I want to be the same. So I want 1 column and I want it to start at 1 and go up in steps of 1. So I'm just going to leave it like that. We'll do another ampersand and then put this last bit into our inverted commas. Now when we hit enter, you'll see that it's also generated those reference numbers for us. And by adding in other parameters, we can have our references slightly different. Say I want to start at 1001 and I wanted to go up in steps of 1000. You'll see that it's now generated those in that manner. Sequence is also really useful with dates. So if we go to a new column, we can create a sequential list of dates in the following way. We can go equals date. Say I wanted to have it as this year, 2021, and say I want November. And I want my days to go up sequentially. This is where we put in our sequence and say I want the first 10 days and I just want them that way. Close our brackets up. You'll see that it's gone in. Now the formatting is a bit strange. All we need to do is go here. So this is essentially how Excel sees dates. So we'd select the whole lot and we'd select our date format. So if we just undo that and take our formatting off, we're going to this time have 7 columns and 5 rows. And if we hit enter, you'll then get your dates spilling out into a month format. So this is quite useful if you were, say, creating a calendar. Now I'd have to go through and format it again, but there is a way of forcing it to format in any way that you want. We'd use the text function for this. I'll link to my videos on the text and date functions in the description below. So if we go text, and then we want our format to be day / month / year. If we hit enter, you can see that it's now auto formatted as months. If we were to add an extra M in here, the month in the middle would be in the 3-letter format. So combining sequence with some of our older functions makes it a really powerful tool. If you've got any specific questions, please do let me know in a comment. Remember to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.